This is Daniel Dennett with the Persuasive Presentation, and here's our wonderful audience. Hand it off, here we go. And it still says recording, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right, so with this, I'm just gonna throw out an idea and throw some different thoughts as well, and it's up to you guys to decide. And I'm not really trying to persuade you one way or the other, I'm just showing a couple different points. It's up to you guys to decide what you believe. So with this, we're just talking about current driver's licenses and are they sufficient or not. Mainly talking with teenagers and youngsters. So with this, how much do we love our kids? I know this is take two, my joke's not as funny as much anymore, but we see right here, you know, we've all got these pictures of our families. We all love our kids, we care for them a lot. As I mentioned before, especially when they're younger, when they're older, we push them to the outside, but anyway, but we all love our kids, hopefully. Are we training them well enough to be on the road? This is a picture of my son and my daughter when they first got their driver's license the day of. Of course, my daughter was jealous that my son got a truck and she got the Flintstone mobile, but at least she got something. So they're happy as could be. So when they went to get their driver's permit, there's only a couple things you have to do. It's pretty simple. Show who you are with these first two things right here. Pass a vision test, pass a written test. I don't know why that's bouncing. Maybe there's an earthquake. Anyway, pay an application, and with an application there's always a fee involved. So pretty simple process, you can have a driver's permit. Once you have your permit, then the next step is to get your license. So you have to have your permit for 6 months, you have to drive for 50 hours, and it's just a log you have to fill out that says you did, and you have to have someone sign off saying you did. So doesn't mean if you did or didn't, as long as you can get someone to sign off, you're good. Then you complete an online driver's ed course because we know how well the computer teaches us how to drive. And then you drive around the block with the cranky DMV worker. So if you do that to get your permit and your license, you're good to go. So at that point, we turn them loose and off they go to be a certified driver. Pretty simple. That's the current rules and regulations. So is that enough? That's what we're here on this Persuasive, if it is or not. So there's a couple things. So have they been really trained in the hazards of the road? So maybe an obstacle in the road, maybe wet driving conditions, vehicles sliding out of control. You got a little duck here, which later these are called squishables. So where this right here, probably not so much. Especially, well, maybe if it's the neighbor's kid, but I'm just kidding. So especially if it's your own kid, not so much right here. But this right here, there's certain things they just need to know. What can they run over, how to run over things if you have to run them over, how you do quick lane changes, emergency braking, sliding in wet road conditions. So have they been trained in any of this? Probably not. So first we're going to ask ourselves, 50% of teens rely on their parents how to teach them how to drive. So we all think we're pretty good drivers. I rated myself 8 out of 10, thinking I was pretty decent. But looking at the statistics right here, this is the nation as a whole. 16-year-olds have a higher crash rate than drivers of any other age. 33% of deaths in 13, 19-year-olds are from motor vehicle accidents. 56% of teens said they talk on their phone while driving. And we know the other, like I said before, the other 44% are lying. Because everybody does. We'll just face the fact. And 1 in 5 16-year-old drivers has been in an accident in their first year of driving. So are they really being trained properly? This right here says probably not. So what more can we do? My son attended a driver's edge. And what is driver's edge? It's a course they have out at the Speedway. It's a nonprofit organization. It's a free course for anybody that wants to attend. And they teach you real life driving skills and techniques. What are the instructors? Who are the instructors? A couple of them right here. There's a whole list of them. One is Tanner Faust, 3 times Rallycross champion, 4 times X Games champion. Jeff Andretti, he's the son of Mario Andretti. And they've got a whole laundry list of people like this, all professional drivers teaching our kids how to drive in real world situations. So what is it, Driver's Edge? Exactly what they do. They do classroom and hands-on training. Here's some classroom training going on. This is the guy, the owner of it, that's putting it on. They do hard stops. where they actually you get to see what the ABS feels like when they come to emergency braking. Loss of control, which is this right here, where they're skidding out across the asphalt and they have to gain control of their vehicle back. Obstacle avoidance, lane changes, emergency lane changes, and they teach them how to keep a vehicle under control and how to handle these situations. And then obviously had a couple happy people at the end. So that's something that Driver's Edge teaches, and it's hands-on training where they put you behind the wheel of a vehicle. So it asked me, so when you go back to the original question is, how much do we love our kids? Are the current standards training them well enough, or is further training needed? The last thing we want is anything like this to happen to either us or any of our kids or family. So, and with that, I appreciate it. Thanks.